global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson, where the grass hasn't been cut in weeks or months. There's a lot of trash and garbage on the neutral ground, maybe even a person or two taking a nap. And oh, someone didn't pick up the dog shit.
Oh, boy. You got to pick that up. Bring bags when you're walking your doggy. Welcome back. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. 766-9480. 766-9480. Yeah, Mario Brothers. The least nutritious fast food. Least nutritious.
Let me have it.
Now, I've been saying this for years about Chick-fil-A. First of all, I think Chick-fil-A is just very overrated. I mean, people are in line like it's the incredible.
Yes.
Like it's unreal. I think Chick-fil-A is just painfully average. I don't think Chick-fil-A is hand battered by hand in store and then dropped in the deep fryer. I think they come in a bag, pre-breaded. Those nuggets, there's no way they're not pre-breaded.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then you want like crispy, can't do it. You want, naked like Cane's, can't do it. Just no options at Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A, I've always said, is insanely salty. That's their gimmick. They over-salt everything.
And their sauces are really sweet if you think about it, too.
Probably so. Probably loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
Probably loaded with sugar. Anyway, the condiments are great. You got the nice Heinz ketchup thing. You got the like French's mustard, Hellman's mayonnaise. It's all high end. There's clean stores. Every store has like an adult that owns it, that is the partner, and he's got to be there. So I get the Chick-fil-A cleanliness and all that. I go occasionally. I'll get like some minis, before I go play golf or something like that. On Sunday, I can have a Coke. Chick-fil-A's closed, so I haven't had a Coke at Chick-fil-A in years.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, Chick-fil-A's number 10 on least nutritious.
Okay.
All those ones I rattled off where you were hitting meals and what they serve, Mario Brothers. Wendy's is the least nutritious. I'm just like, why is Wendy's so not nutritious?
Yeah, that's surprising.
It's fresh meat. So like, does that have something to do with it? I don't think so. I mean, it's fried on a grill like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Their fries are fried. I don't get what makes it number one, but Wendy's is the least. Like Sonic to me seems so much crappier and a lower level than Wendy's.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying Wendy's is a high level. They're all fast food. Sonic seems like cheaper fast food than Wendy's.
For sure.
Greasier, nastier than Wendy's.
Yeah. I mean, my guess for number one would have definitely been either Popeyes or McDonald's.
Yeah, Sonic or something like that.
Well, Popeyes is like normally super greasy.
They're not in the top 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Popeyes is so nasty.
And McDonald's, the stat I know.
McDonald's is on the list. They're they're seventh.
Off the top of my head, I think every single item on their menu has sugar except for the fries. Like every single item.
And French fries are sugar. They're potatoes.
So there you go.
Wendy's is number one. Sonic is the second least nutritious. Taco Bell, 3. Fourth is Dairy Queen. Fifth is KFC. 6 is Quiznos. 7 is McDonald's. 8 is Smash Burger, 9 is Little Caesars, and 10 is Chick-fil-A. Least nutritious fast food. Wendy's, I haven't had a Wendy's hamburger, I'm not kidding you, in 40 years. Before you were born, Mario Brothers. Last time I had a Wendy's. I've had a Frosty, probably had a Frosty like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like a chocolate Frosty, probably a decade ago, like a small.
Mm-hmm.
Probably had some Wendy's French fries within the last 20 years.
Jeez.
That's it. Sonic. I went mountain bike riding north of Baton Rouge up in the Tunic Hills by St. Francisville by the road to Angola, LA 66,
Yeah.
Pond, Mississippi. We come out of there. We're in St. Francisville. There's a Sonic. I was driving. I got in the car to drive down back to Baton Rouge. I took one bite out of the Sonic, rolled down the window, spit the bite out in the street, and threw the hamburger out on the highway.
Oh, man.
So I've never had Sonic. I'm like Bill Clinton with Sonic. Never inhaled. I never swallowed. Literally, I spit the bite out. It was just nasty. That my nasty meter went off right away.
Man.
So I've never had Sonic. I've never been to Taco Bell in my life. Never been to Taco Bell in my life. Dairy Queen. What's a Blizzard at Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, like an Oreo Blizzard.
Their fries are good, I think.
No, I've never had their fries. Their chicken fingers, all that stuff looks just terrible.
Probably.
KFC. I guess I've had KFC, probably like a chicken leg or something like 30 years ago, maybe. Quiznos, never been in my life.
There's only like one Quiznos that I know
McDonald's, they've got great Cokes.
Yes.
I like their Coke. Their
Coke's
mix
good.
is good.
Mhm.
Big, large Coke extra ice on a Sunday on the way to golf. I might get a McDonald's biscuit, which is 90% of the time terrible. It's just a frozen biscuit with bacon. And 90% of the time they don't cook the bacon. So about half the time I'm just throwing that biscuit away.
No thoughts on McGriddle?
I've never had a McGriddle.
They're good, man.
That sounds like a good item, though. What it's like the syrup infused waffle,
Yeah, it's like a pancake waffle bun with
but
sausage
with
and cheese.
syrup in it, right?
Yes. You
Yeah,
can taste it.
I think, yeah, it's a nice sugary treat. No, I'd be willing to try that, but I've never had a
Well, it's
McGriddle.
sugary, but also savory, you know. sausage
Smash
and cheese.
burger. I mean, I guess I've had a smash burger. I don't know if specifically from them.
I don't know where they have them besides like
Never had Little Caesars in my life.
Yeah, that $5 combo on Highland Road. That we lived off of that for a while.
And then Chick-fil-A, I get, like I told you, the nuggets sometimes, but not in about a year probably. So Mario Brothers, you do every damn play. You had an item on every single one of the top 10 least nutritious fast food joints.
Yeah, I should cook a lot more than I do, but it is what it is.
I hear you. All I've done is gravitate towards restaurants.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
And
like.
it does, believe me, it's too much salt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You live in a good city for that though.
No, that's one good thing. I would have trouble in other places. I would be eating. I already have a routine where I probably eat at about 15 places,
Mhm.
and I pretty much order the same thing at all 15 regularly.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a big loop.
Yeah.
If I live somewhere else, it would be 3. It'd be 3 places.
I hear you. Speaking of, now that you respect my fast food acumen, I feel like every time I'm outside the state, the fast food tastes better. I don't know why. Like it's better quality.
Popeyes sometimes, I remember years ago, would be better in like a small town.
Yes, like I went to Popeyes in the Atlanta airport, and it was just so much better than it normally is here.
Mario Brothers, you really missed out, bro. It used to be phenomenal.
Man.
Whatever you could imagine. It was the best fast food ever. They had a little glass booth and everyone where they were doing hand rolling biscuits, painting the butter on them.
Man.
The biscuits were phenomenal. But they were some of the best biscuits ever. They baked them in-house, fresh.
Yeah.
The onion rings, hand-dipped onion rings. The chicken was fresh, never frozen, all hand-dipped.
Yeah, I have an uncle who says the same exact thing you're saying.
The corn was good. The dirty rice was exceptional. The red beans and rice were phenomenal. Warren LaRuth invented the biscuit and the red beans and rice. I mean, an executive chef in New Orleans, maybe the greatest chef ever. So, no, Popeyes used to be incredible. But then, Copeland bought Church's, and then they went bankrupt, and Popeyes has been different ever since. Anyway, Louisiana slow. What's that, Blue Boy? You're not a big fan of Wendy's, Sonic, Taco Bell, Dairy Queen, KFC, Quiznos, McDonald's, Smash Burger, Little Caesars, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes either? You're a Cane's guy. You like them naked, extra crispy. I hear you. Todd Graves, he's only worth about $9 billion. Wide open Wednesday, 5 o'clock powwow next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right.
Helm Paint and Supply.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. I love Wide Open Wednesday. You're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss. Yeah, I got my show sheet. chock full of today's topics like I do every day. I come prepared every day. But I like when you dial in with something maybe I'm not discussing enough, not discussing at all, something that you think is of vital importance, or maybe you just blatantly disagree with something I'm saying. 766-9480. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. We got some rain. Yesterday's forecast, kind of a rinse and repeat. Your area got at least one of these three today, maybe two of the three, maybe all three. I got all three in my neighborhood. Sunny, partly cloudy, scattered thunder showers. I literally got all three. I mean, at one point it was like blue skies. I was like, what are they talking about rain chance today? Then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know about rain, but it's definitely cloudy now, partly cloudy. Then all of a sudden, I'm hearing thunder in the background. Tolly's getting all nervous. He doesn't like it. Scattered thunder showers, and like some of it coming down pretty heavy in some parts of the city. And then I'm assuming some parts didn't get any. So sunny, partly cloudy, scattered thunder showers. You're getting one of those at least, maybe two, or maybe all three. The only benefit, it's like about 85, 86 right now. At noon, when it was sunny, at least by my house, it was 91 degrees, feels like 95. So it was brutal at noon before we're even really heating up. We get hotter by like 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, it's like peaking out. This was like 11:45 noon. Felt like 95. I was like, ouch. So that's one benefit about those scattered thunder showers rolling in. Kind of cool. I was about to say cool things down. Less hot things makes things less hot. I don't know about a cool down. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Hey, today through Saturday, all 11 Helm Paint and Decorating locations, 7 in New Orleans, 4 in Baton Rouge, 20% off everything. So you're knocking out a paint project where you're getting brushes, your paint, Benjamin Moore, because paint ain't paint. Say no to the big box. Say no to the national chain. Say yes to Helm Painting, Decorating, and Benjamin Moore, the best paint on the planet. You pick your paint, you get your brushes, rollers, drop cloths, ladders, sprayers, whatever you need. You get it all, whatever the total comes out to, 20% off today through Saturday at the 7 Metro New Orleans Helm Paint and Decorating locations. That includes the West Bank. And I've mentioned the Helm West Bank location before. It's kind of shocking. Like I had to literally ask them, is this right? You know, it's like the Atlanta Hawks having to call the Pels. Are you really going to give us an unprotected number one? Is this for real? Honestly, I thought this was a typo. The Gretna West Bank Helm Paint and Decorating caters to the entire West Bank, anywhere on the West Bank, from Belle Chase to Booty. I mean, that's Belle Chase to Booty's 30 minutes. From Marrero to Morgan City. Marrero to Morgan City's an hour. And beyond, anywhere on the West Bank, Helm has you covered with their West Bank Gretna location. Down in Morgan City, free 2-hour delivery. So no, all Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Metro New Orleans, including the West Bank, including Hammond, which covers Ponchatoula, Springfield, Robert, all of those neighboring communities, free 2-hour delivery. The 7 Metro New Orleans locations, the 4 Baton Rouge locations, Helm Paint and Decorating, 20% off today through Saturday. Knock out that paint project, Helm Paint and Decorating, New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Today through Friday, election qualifying. Oliver Thomas, Elena Moreno, Susan Hudson running again for sheriff. I don't know why, especially after the poll numbers I saw today. Susan Hudson became sheriff of the city of New Orleans over Marlon Gussman because of white voters. She got like 60% of white voters. She kicked Marlon Gussman's rear end with white voters. White voters aren't voting for Susan Hudson ever again. Susan Hudson would be lucky to get 6%, not 60. That's why when I had Marlon Gussman on the program, I didn't know those poll numbers till I read about them today from Cuvion in some article, Fox 8 or Times Picayune or something. That's why when I had Marlon Gussman on, I should say, a month ago, he was considering running. He knew the numbers. He knew that, wow, Susan Hudson got 58, 60% of the white vote. I got like 40%. I'll get 70, 80% of the white vote. She'll be lucky to get 10%. Yeah, Susan Hudson has zero chance of winning re-election as sheriff. Zero. Why she is running again, I have no idea. Marlon Gussman is not in the race as of right now, but he's got as of Friday to jump in if he wants. And a month ago, he was on my program saying he's considering running for sheriff again. No, because he knows what Cuvion knows, that Susan Hudson will not get 60% of the white vote at all. She has no chance. When I heard that, I'm like, it even reinforces what I've thought originally all along. She has no shot of being reelected. No shot. And yes, Helena Moreno has, in most polls, double the numbers of Oliver Thomas. She is the clear prohibitive favorite to win, and she's got about 6 times the money, at least 5 times the money of Oliver Thomas. Conservatively speaking, Oliver Thomas has about 300,000 in his war chest. Conservatively speaking, Helena Moreno has 1.5 million. So she's got at least 5 times the political war chest of Oliver Thomas, and it's significant, like 300,000 to 1.5 million minimum. And every dollar that Oliver Thomas raises, Helena Moreno raises $10. So she's got at least 5 times the money he's got right now, and she raises 10 times what he raises. 766-9480. The mayor's race is over. Helena Moreno is the prohibitive favorite. Oliver Thomas is way back in second place. Way back in second place. And I don't think Arthur Hunter or Royce Duplessis can make any kind of traction in less than 100 days till election. No shot. Those two are going to split up like 15% of the vote tops. I don't think Royce Duplessis and Arthur Hunter together will garner 20% of the vote. Together, they won't. Helena Moreno could win in the primary. She might get 51, 52, 53% of the vote in the primary and wins right away. I think that's about a 50-50 chance. And I think it's north of 95% chance that she's the next mayor of the city. No, just way too much to make up, and the polls even exceeded what I thought. I knew Helena Moreno was the prohibitive favorite. I didn't think it was by more than double Oliver Thomas. Yeah, another thing about Susan Hudson, it's crazy. Derek Groves is still at large. One of the 10 escapees, 9 have been recaptured. Derek Groves is still at large. The Jefferson Parish IG, Kim Chatelaine, she'll join us on the program tomorrow. She is urging the Jefferson Parish Council, the president, to cancel this Gretna Brew Pub project. I think she's right. This is politics at its worst. This isn't some clear, clean, transparent transaction that's for the betterment of the Jefferson Parish citizens. This is political shenanigans, kind of jammed down Jefferson Parish's throat. Now, Kim Chatelaine probably didn't handle it right without interviewing people, putting that letter out. Probably didn't handle things right, being, in a photograph with Virginia Van Vraken when Van Vraken was against the brew pub. But I think Kim Chatelain's right. She'll join us live on the program tomorrow to discuss. Speaking of IGs, the NOLA IG, Ed Michelle, NORD, the New Orleans Recreation Department, since 2021, 4 years now. No annual audits and sworn financial statements as required by law. Like no one knows where the money's going with NORD. No one. No one has any clue where the money's going with NORD. That's just crazy. It's millions of dollars from the city. I forget what, 14, 18 million annually. And there's lots of private donations to NORD because you're giving money to the kids. It's for the kids. And then you have a bunch of adults that are either inefficiently spending it or stealing it. Over 100 dead in the Texas flooding. This is sickening. Over 160 plus still missing. Over 160 plus still missing. So sad. Speaking of sad, 43 years ago today, Pan Am Flight 759, wind shear, crashing right after takeoff in Kenner. Back in 1982, one of the worst aviation crashes in U.S. history right here in New Orleans.
Total maintenance keeps you cool.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Arabi, Chalmette, Violet, Lafitte, New Orleans East, Slidell, Mandeville, Covington, Hammond, Homa, Thibodeau. We got you covered.
We got you covered is right. Every weekday afternoon on television, on radio, on YouTube, all over Louisiana and beyond. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube or watching on television, yes, a brand spanking new set. Still tweaking it out. A brand new Buddy Deliberto Total Maintenance Studios. We've cleaned it up a little bit, Mario Brothers. A buddy of mine said I needed a NASCAR zip suit with all the ads. We used to have the signage surrounding me.
Yeah. Would have been cool.
He said, why don't you get the zip suit with all the patches?
You know, I was talking to a sports photographer the other day, and they were telling me how much cooler old-timey sports photos look because you only see the court or the field. Now you see all these advertisements and all these billboards. It kind of takes away from the,
Well, it's kind of interesting. There are a lot of distractions.
Yeah, like an old time. And also you notice a lot of smoke too, because back then you could smoke cigarettes.
Oh,
inside
no. They were all, yes, the Superdome. Yeah, it was just hazy and, kind of cloud. I remember, Mario Brothers, totally off subject. I was in New York just visiting, and it was like the week they banned cigarettes in bars and restaurants. And I remember going into a bar with my buddy. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I'm a non-smoker.
Yeah.
And I was like, it doesn't feel right. It was like, this is like too clean and too like, where's the smoke? I swear, like so used to that. So I would imagine it sucks. Like some old timer that hadn't been to a game in like 40 years might be like, my God, this is visual and acoustic shock.
Yes.
I'm trying to enjoy the friggin' game and I'm being bombarded with lights and advertisement.
Yep.
One minute I'm looking over there, it said Budweiser. The next it says, something else. And then the music, it's nonstop. No, and the dome's very loud and all sports. I shouldn't just say the dome anywhere.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely different. Also a lot of those, old time things you look at black and white.
Yeah. The color ones too. Like you said, just a lot less like light from the advertisements and a lot more
No,
haze.
it's so much in your face.
And the haze kind of makes the pictures look cooler.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Yeah, now you can have none of that stuff. No pyrotechnics inside. I might have to breathe that secondhand smoke. It is a wide open Wednesday. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx at the controls, fielding your phone calls. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Love to hear from you. 766-9480. Do you have a different opinion on the mayor's race? It's over. Not only am I picking Helena Moreno as the winner, she's the clear prohibitive favorite. Oliver Thomas is so far back, I don't know how he catches up. Anyone have a different opinion? Royce DePlessis, Hunter, they're not going to make any kind of movement. The election day is less than 100 days away, like 3 months plus away. October 11th. 766-9480. 766-9480. 766-9480. I don't know where the 11 comes from. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. No, do you have a difference of opinion on this mayor's race? It just seems clear, cut, and dried to me. Tomorrow, Kim Chatelaine will join us. Yeah, I'd like to hear from some of you Jefferson Parish folks. 766-9480. Why not slow down the roll on this Gretna Brew Pub when the parish could be really held accountable, and it could cost the parish millions if this private business fails? Now, I'm in agreement with Kim Chatelaine, who will join us live on the program tomorrow, Jefferson Parish folks. She's saying cancel the Gretna Brew Pub project. Major flaws in how the lease was executed. A couple of Jefferson Parish entities, Jefferson Facilities, Inc., Jefferson Redevelopment, Inc., failing to get fair, transparent criteria for leasing, management, and occupancy. The NOLA IG, boy, just a scathing report on Nord. And not scathing, reading between the lines, scathing. But Ed Michel just lays it out there. And for 4 years, Nord has not done their annual audits or sworn financial statements as required by law. Like how much money, where's it being spent, where's it going, what are we getting from it? None of that, just like a 4-year free-for-all. So Nord is broken. Nord is dysfunctional. Nord doesn't do a good job. It sells out New Orleans youth. The last time Nord ever had any chance was about 15 years ago when Arnie Filko was on the council and was dedicating a lot of time and effort towards Nord. Who represents Nord? Name me a councilman, an elected official in New Orleans, the mayor, that Nord is part of their agenda. I mean, you hear me talking on this show all the time about clean city, retention ponds, coastal erosion. I can go on and on about New Orleans and what we need to get done. I never hear anybody talking about this. It's mind-blowing. Nord. Why isn't anyone bringing it up? No annual audits, no sworn financial statements as required by law in 21, 22, 23, 24. They get $150,000 specifically from the city for audits, and they don't do it. So no one knows where the tens of millions of dollars are going, plus a lot of private money donating to Nord. Like, you feel good, I'm giving to the kids. No, you're giving to an inefficient, group that doesn't do their own, balancing of their checkbook. They just write checks. That's nice. The New Orleans way. No, thank goodness for the IG. Thank goodness for Ed Michel. I mean, the IG's office isn't enough. Do nothing. Derry Harper, the previous IG, was a joke. Politically connected, lazy, never worked, never put out any audits or reports or investigations. Ed Michel is a tenacious pit bull. He takes advantage of an IG's office that is set up autonomously. There's no political intervention. Not like the Jefferson Parish office. Kim Chatelaine is, hogtied. She is strapped down. She's got like a Jerry Rice. You remember Mario Brothers? He'd run up the hill with the parachute. That's Kim Chatelaine running up a hill with a parachute. And it's all because of the Jefferson Parish Council and politics slowing down her role. They don't want her to have autonomy. They don't want to be scrutinized. Anyway, the New Orleans office is great. Ed Michel is like the originator, Bob Sarasoli, who set up the office so well. And no, thank God for these watchdogs. I mean, seriously, as a New Orleanian, I can't say enough positive things about Ed Michel and the job he does at the Inspector General's office. Raphael Goyeneche, the job he does at the Metropolitan Crime Commission. Thank God for these folks that have ethics, integrity, morals, pride, honor, respect for their job, respect for the citizens. They can't be bribed or, manipulated. They're free from any of that. Apolitical. No, thank God for them. Coupled with the Travers Mackles, Cassie Sherm, David Hammer, Lee Zurich, the master. I mean, Mario Brothers, do you remember Lee Zurich when he did sports at Channel 2 in Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
That's like 25 plus years ago. You were a little kid.
Yeah. But
you were running around. You're half Spanish, half English. You didn't know what you were saying.
Definitely not what I know him as, but yeah.
Yeah, he was the sports guy at Channel 2. He was really good.
Yeah.
And now he does incredible work in news and is a hell of an investigative reporter. Thank God for these types, because they're exposing these political jokers. You got to remember, this is New Orleans and Louisiana. Edwin Edwards, Mark Morial, Bill Jefferson, Aaron Broussard, C. Ray Nagin, John Alario. I mean, you want me to continue? Heitmeyer Brothers. It's a joke. The politicians are out for themselves, setting up themselves, their friends, their families. So these watchdogs, like Ed Michel, Raphael Goyeneche, those media investigative reporters, thank God for them. Seriously. Exposing these jokers that screw us over all the time, over and over again, and we just allow it. I don't like it. I don't like losing. Mario Brothers sitting over here, he's a big LSU fan. I love LSU athletics. LSU athletics are some of the best in America. facilities, coaches, athletes, players, fans, the dedication to it, some of the best in America. LSU academics, I have an LSU degree. It's not that I'm like not proud of it, but it's just a LSU academically, undergraduate, it's just mediocre. It's nothing to write home about. If it were athletics, we'd be like, I don't know, who will we be in the Southeastern Conference? Vandy has success in baseball, you know? Vandy sometimes is good at basketball, women's sports. I'm trying to think what we'd be.
I don't know. Football, Arkansas has been pretty bad recently.
Yeah. Sadly, though, according to U.S. News and World Report, they rank ahead of us academically.
Man,
Only Ole Miss and Mississippi State are behind us.
so bad.
Isn't that bad?
Yeah,
in the SEC, which isn't an academic, it's an athletic conference.
Yeah, no disrespect to those schools, but that's awful.
No, exactly. No disrespect to Kentucky, South Carolina, Arkansas.
Yeah, no.
You know,
there's no reason.
Auburn, Alabama, all of them ranked ahead of LSU academically. Now, I wish LSU fans, the school, the state, could you imagine if they put 50% of the effort of sports in academics? Just 50%.
Yeah.
50%. We'd be like A&M or Georgia in the SEC. We wouldn't be Vandy, but we'd have an academic reputation of being very good, maybe even excellent in some places. No, that's what bums me out. I don't like that. I don't like accepting that. That LSU, great athletically, where I want them to be most of the time. They do it first class, great facilities, everything. Academics, it's like, an afterthought. It's like New Orleans. I don't like Jefferson, metro area. I don't like these politicians screwing us. I don't accept that. I don't live vicariously through them, and I'm not in denial. If Edwin Edwards was governor, if Mark Morial was mayor, we'd be doing great. You're joking, right? They're like major reasons why we're not doing great. Major reasons why we're not. Edwin Edwards and Mark Morial. Yet they're beloved. They're beloved. Talk about insane dysfunction. Talk about low standards. Wow. Coming right back. Don't move.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Yeah, you're right. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us. Mario Brothers, what do you think of the Saints white helmets? You saw that?
Yeah, I like it. They've had some bad ones in recent years, but I like this one.
Now, what's the story? They're going to use that like at least one regular season game, at least one?
That's like their yearly alternate, I think. Yeah.
Probably just one game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, one game.
Probably a nationally well, I think there's only one. What, a Thursday night? All
Yeah.
the Saints got one?
That's every team gets one, yes. And that's the only one.
Jeez and Pete's. From getting like 5. It'd be like 2 Monday night, 2 Sunday night, a Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, most Saints fans aren't that mad about the perception of the Saints. Like most people outside think we're horrible. Like I was looking at, I shouldn't say we were looking at FanDuel the other day, and the Saints have the longest odds in the league, like 32 out of 32.
Meyer Brothers, that's where, if you want to be fair and objective about sports, I've always used these two barometers because money's involved. One is like over, under, odds to win, spreads, all that. Vegas has money on the line.
Yes.
They're not going to go Saints 5.5 wins and they really think it's 11.
Yes.
They're not going to say Saints 11 wins when they think it's 5 for poops and giggles.
Yep.
There's money on the line. Are they wrong? Yeah. They're right more times than they're wrong.
Their process is at least objective.
Their process is very objective, and money's on the line. Winning and losing's on the line.
Yeah, so it's not the end all be all, but if you're trying to,
of course not, because it's a game. We don't know the outcome.
Yes, but if you're trying to get an objective, no bias, that's normally.
Now, you want to know the second one?
Huh.
Prime time games, because the networks, they don't want 2 crap teams on and no one's watching, because then they can't sell advertising for as much. So they want every game to be a winner on prime time. Now, Thursday night, you said every team gets a crack at that. That's the NFL network or whatever, streaming now.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's always been sort of the Sunday 3:00 games better than Thursday night. The Sunday 3:00 is better than Thursday night. The national game at 3:00 is the third best game, you could argue, in theory. Monday night's the best that they hope. Sunday night's the second best. And the 3:00 on Sunday, if they want it or not, is the third best, better than Thursday night. There's probably some noon games better than Thursday night.
And that's why they let them flex it towards the end, because if a team that's bad becomes good, then they could make the choice to put that team in the primetime game.
But when you got the Saints, in 5 primetime games, they're good. They're going to be good. The Drew Brees era, it was always 4 or 5 times.
Even the bad teams with the bad defenses, they wanted Drew Brees on prime time.
Because people are going to watch. The audience is there. Money is made. Ratings are held or increased. They don't want to put losers there. So the Saints get one primetime game, and it's the thing you're talking about. Everyone gets a Thursday. it yells that this isn't a winning team. Those two things, both money oriented, where money's on the line for these corporations, gambling interests and television interests with ratings and advertising. Those are the two best barometers that I can look at fairly and objectively, not athlons or, something like that.
Exactly. No, that's definitely the way to go.
Again, you want to, use your own knowledge and all that too. But if I'm saying 11 wins and Vegas is saying 7, there's something wrong. Yeah. If I'm saying 11 wins and there's one primetime game, could flukes happen? Then all of a sudden they'd win 11 and that was like the change and no one saw it. Yeah, that, when that happens, Mario Brothers, like you remember them and you mention them. Like, yeah, no one was picking that team. I was like, when was that, Mario Brothers? Yeah. 2014. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The last decade plus, you were wrong on all those.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
St. Peter's 2022 NCAA tournament. I've been trying to find the next St. Peter's ever since
exactly.
and have not been able to.
Exactly.
I made so much money off that.
I picked Coastal Carolina before anyone knew who they were, which is a total lie. Anyway, no, it's basically how that works. I like looking at where the money goes, and that's a pretty good way to, not a guaranteed way, but it's one of the better barometers. It's kind of funny if you remember, like, the Saints local media, they like 25 of them picked the Saints record. I remember like 2 years ago, it was like the worst. One media member had, I think it was Ed Daniels, the late great Ed Daniels had him, I want to say, at either 8-9 or 9-8.
Yeah.
Every other media member had him at 10, 11 plus wins. I'm like, my God, this is like a 500 ball club. Yeah. And they finished around 500.
Yeah, guilty. I got that one wrong.
No, but were you one of the 25 that were picking?
Not on there, but I picked them to at least have one.
Yeah, this was like the Times-Picayune 25 local media members picking. And I remember going on the air saying, they're all drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah. You've got an over-under in Vegas of like 8.5 or 9. I look at this team as 8-9, 9-8, right around there. If you probably put a gun in my head, I'd probably say like 8-9. I want it. My heart says 9-8. My brain says 8-9.
Yep.
Every media member, I think Ed had the lowest win at 9-8. The only one. Everyone else 10, 11 plus wins. Some had 12, 13 wins. I'm like, wow, they're passing around the crack pipe at the media. And then the next year they do the opposite. They all like counter it and, go with like a losing record or a 500-ish record. I mean, I told you this story last week. Bruce Weber from Channel 2 weeks into my sports talk in the early 90s, stopped saying we. You don't punt for LSU. You're not a player on the Saints. Stop saying we. Say Saints and LSU just to be fair and objective. And it helps you be fair and objective. Off the air when the show ends in 18 minutes, let's go have a beer. We'll go watch the LSU game. I'm all for it. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But on the air, I want to try to be fair and objective as much as possible. I'm already going to be biased. Like I said, my heart says 9 and, 8. My brain says 8-9. So I'm already a fan of LSU. I'm already not fair. Yeah. I'm already a fan of the Saints, of the Pelicans, So, when I say like, you don't want to be kissing their rear end, you don't want to be bashing them. If the middle line is where you want to be, I'm a little bit towards kissing their rear end naturally because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So I have to watch that.
Exactly.
And I don't want to overcompensate. And let me just say something negative just to show that I can be on the other side.
Those people definitely exist.
Yeah, and that's just a waste of time too. You're wrong there.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
766-9480 is how you dial us up. That's Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. He's at the controls. He's fielding your phone calls, too. We were discussing last hour the least nutritious fast food restaurants, and Mario Brothers knew every one and could rattle off like his favorite meal quickly. Like Wendy's, Mario.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
Sonic.
Cheeseburger tots.
Taco Bell.
Contrast Supreme, no tomatoes.
Dairy Queen.
Chicken strips or burger with fries.
KFC.
3-piece combo, extra crispy.
Quiznos.
Southwest chicken sandwich.
Mickey D's.
Big Mac and 6-piece nuggets.
You said you never been a smash burger.
Nope.
But you would get a
smash burger.
Little Caesars.
Thin crust pepperoni.
Chick-fil-A.
12-piece count nuggets with Chick-fil-A sauce.
This is easy for me. Wendy's, haven't been in 40 years. Sonic, never have been. Taco Bell, never have been. Dairy Queen, only the Blizzard. KFC, have been like once or twice in my life. Quiznos, never been. Mickey D's, only a Coke. Haven't had a Big Mac since the late 80s, literally. Smash Burger, like Mario Brothers, never been, but I'd try Smash Burgers. I tried Five Guys. I was like, it's just better than fast food. That's it. Nothing like, God, this is great. I tried Shake Shack, like Five Guys. Lee's, like Five Guys. I tried Atomic Burger, and I thought it was like Five Guys, Lee's, all that. But someone told me, no, it's better, and I need to try it again. You like Atomic Burger?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's good.
What's the best burger of all those I mentioned to you?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
They're all the same kind of level, right?
Kind of. Did you say Five Guys already?
I said Five Guys, Shake Shack, Lee's, Atomic Burger. They're all better than like McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King, but
yeah, quality, I'd probably go Shake Shack.
Yep. Now, Mario Brothers, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Now, when you go to Burger King, what do you get? Like a Whopper meal and whatever?
Yep.
It's got to be like, what, $12?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Like literally, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's a Big Mac meal with the Coke and all that at like, McDonald's?
Around the same, like a little over $10.
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A around, maybe a little more expensive, actually.
Yep.
Right?
And Raising Cane's?
Even more expensive.
My Raising Cane's is $20.
Yeah, dude. The
I get a
Caniac's like
Caniac.
close to $30
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I get a Caniac, it's like $18. And
Jeez.
if I get an extra finger, because I get them naked, no batter.
Yeah. Nobody gets just a box. Everybody gets.
Yep. So, it's like $20. Roost Chris Steakhouse. You can go to the Metairie one for dinner, sit at the bar with your old lady. You can go to the Fulton Street one for lunch. They have a burger with fries, $17.
Yeah, you told me that.
$17.
I need to go check that out.
And dude, it is like a portical burger. It's like 1 inch thick. It's got a great bun. The fries have the skin on. They're great French fries. You can sub the fries for a salad if you want to go healthy. Now that's with ice water, $17.
See, like, I feel like when that happens and I go to restaurants like that, the waiters like judge me. Like if I went and I took my girlfriend and we both got a burger, I feel like we would not get as good service.
Yeah, no, I mean, I all I do is I tip more than the 20%. Okay. That's what I do. Like my bill literally is like $17.98. I tip a 10.
And I will too.
I tip $10. So 20% would be like $3.50.
They should assume that I'll do that, not that I'll tip cheap just because I'm not spending much.
Right. So that's why I'm like, it's only $17. So that's why I give the $10.
Exactly.
I go to A Tavolo by Lakeside, the Italian joint, just because I like the bolognese ziti that they have. I'll get that lunch special. It's like $17. Man, I tip like $8 or $10 on that just because it's such a small total. But no, I know what you're saying. No, I went with a buddy of mine. We got the burgers and the bill was like $38. I'm like, these people over here, their bill's $238. I'm like, yeah, I can't help it. So I'm going to try to tighten up the wait staff on just that little amount. But you're right. I get your guilty feeling kind of gimmick. But the hell with that. You get the Leidenheimer mini loaf of bread with the room temperature butter. You get the burger with fries or substitute for a salad and $17. That's what it is. Sorry, I'm not knocking back $30 drinks.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance, keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, no cool spots. TM-AC.com, no cool spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Producing tomorrow's talk radio today, Corey Johnson.
Hey, this is tomorrow's newspaper. Precisely. I already went further ahead into time to see what else happens.
Your View, Louisiana. That's Cox Channel 4 in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Lafayette. And live streaming at CoreyTalks.com.
Future. Unbelievable.
Oh, boy, I made a mistake the other day. I went to Lebanon's Cafe with my mom and brother for lunch, and it was great. My mom got lamb chops. I got the chicken shawarma. My brother got the combo kebab, like chicken chunks and I think the lamb kefta, like almost like lamb on like a burger, but on like a tube, on a shish kebab skewer, grilled to perfection. We got a bunch of sides. Afterwards, my mom's glasses came in at Art and Eyes on Magazine, so we went and picked them up. Yeah, the mistake I made is I said, hey, any new Jacques-Marie Mage stuff come in? That's the designer, one of about 50 or 60 they have. I've always said at Art and Eyes, name brands you've never heard of, and that's a good thing because Luxottica owns just about everything. It's all Chinese-made garbage. The opposite at Art and Eyes on Magazine. They literally pulled out all the Jacques-Marie Mage frames, and there's like 2 of them that I almost walked out that day. I said to myself, Corey, just leave right now. Don't buy any. You've got about 4 pairs of Jacques-Marie Mage frames. I've got about 7 or 8 different frames, prescription glasses and sunglasses, some with like a smoked lens, all different kinds from Art and Eyes. I used to have a pair of prescription glasses, a pair of prescription sunglasses. Now I go into Art and Eyes and I put on glasses and I'm just like, I love them. And there's a couple of Jacques-Marie Mage frames I put on. I'm probably going to go back and look at them again, and I may end up biting the bullet and buying them because they're super high quality. I think they look good. I like having different prescription glasses. If you're like me and you wear prescription eyewear, or you just need a great pair of sunglasses, Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Eyewear that's as unique as you. Tomorrow, Kim Chatelain's going to join us. She's the Jefferson Parish Inspector General. She's desperate. She's urging the Jefferson Parish Council, the president, to cancel the Gretna Brew Pub project. That's a tough one. 10 times fast, Mario Brothers. Brew Pub project. Major flaws in the leases that were executed. Obviously, there's like a rush by the politicians, and it's not, I often say time kills deals, and I stand by that. Time kills deals. The Top Golf time killed that. Like 4 years, they finally threw in the towel and say, you people win. We're out of here. I want development in Gretna. I just don't understand why on city property, the city building the building, the lease terms where if the brew pub fails, the private entity fails, the city's left on the hook. The parish is left on the hook. So I think Chatelaine brings up legitimate questions. Maybe this project is worthy. Let's slow it down and dot all the I's and cross the T's, take care of the Jefferson Parish citizens. But the council just seems to want to jam this thing through. Kim Chatelaine joins us tomorrow on the program in the 5 o'clock powwow. That's mañana. New Orleans Inspector General Ed Michel, NORD, the New Orleans Recreation Department since 2021, no annual audits or sworn financial statements as required by law. They didn't do it in 21. They didn't do it in 22. They didn't do it in 23. They didn't do it in 24. Basically, it's like Sheriff Susan Hudson. Don't know how much money's coming in. Don't know how it's going out. No one's balancing the checkbook. Everybody's just winging it at NORD. And NORD is broken and dysfunctional. That's the sad part. Adults either wasting the money or outright stealing it and taking advantage of the kids. This is about the children of New Orleans that desperately need a high-quality NORD. 160 plus. This isn't believable, but it's true. It's so sad and tragic. 160 plus still missing in the Texas flooding. Over 100 have died. 160 plus still missing. So sad. Speaking of sad, 46 years ago today, Pan Am Flight 759, wind shear, crashing right after takeoff from Louis Armstrong International, 150 plus killed, including a few on the ground. That was July 9th, 1982. 43 years ago today. Wow. New Orleans East, not only sick and tired of illegal dumping, sick and tired of 18-wheelers parking in the East. 18-wheeler drivers by law can only go 11 hours. They're literally pulling off the road, Bullard, Reed, Michoud, and parking in neighborhoods, spending the night in their cab, waking up the next morning and driving off. No, New Orleans East neighbors sick and tired of 18-wheelers parking and, hanging out in the neighborhood. The Saints introducing a white helmet with gold fleur-de-lis. A white helmet. I guess they'll use it maybe once this year. Definitely at least once, maybe twice. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Mario Brothers, do you know? Is it a one-time gimmick?
I believe it's a one-time
One
thing.
regular season home game, I'm guessing.
But you can request, I think, to do it a second time. But everybody does it once. Yeah.
If it goes over, I guess the Saints might request, especially if they're winning and they get some flex schedule at the end. Mm-hmm. And then again, I must be drunk. Did I say Saints winning this year and flex schedule? We can only be hopeful. Mm-hmm. You want to know how they win? There's only one way. There's only one way. Mm-hmm. You get Shuck playing at I think a Bo Nix level would be fine.
Yeah.
If he plays like Jaden Daniels, my God, they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, I'm not saying the Saints are great or they have incredible depth, but if you have great play by the quarterback, you're going to win 9, 10, 11 games with the team you have right now.
There's a path. I told you everybody's not high on him, but I saw Rich Eisen had him as like a sleeper team. So there's some people that see a path that are reputable.
I mean, that's the NFL.
Yeah.
You have a great quarterback or a very good quarterback, and you're a playoff team.
Yeah,
you're very, very difficult to have high-quality quarterback play all season long consistently, and you don't have a winning record. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult.
Yes.
Are there big holes on the Saints besides quarterback? Sure. But if Shuck plays well, starts and plays like Bo Nix at Denver last year, the Saints could get to like 9 or 10 wins. Scary. I think chances are better than not that he won't. But we'll see. It's happening more often now than ever.
Yeah, crazier has happened.
Exactly. That's Blue Boy saying thanks for checking out the program on radio, on television, on YouTube. Yeah, the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Doesn't cost a thing. Thanks to Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, fielding your phone calls and running the controls. I'll see you tomorrow, Thursday, 4 o'clock.
You're on the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.